So, I mean, this morning it looked like maybe Kozak and Neuchef were on the ice for morning skate, Tokarski as well. Is there an update on where they're at?
Kozak will play tonight. Tokarski will start tonight.
Okay. And then, any update on, I guess, quite a few other guys, Mersch, Kisa, Linus, where they're at?
We got a lot of guys out. Mersch is out week to week, upper body. Murray's out day to day, upper body. Weisbach's still out. I'd say week to week, still upper body. Kieskov's out. He's out this weekend for sure, still lower body. There's probably more. I don't know. That's Neuchev's out still, upper body, but he's getting closer. He won't play this weekend, but he's getting closer.
So you got a couple guys up from Jacksonville. We saw Damien Giroux earlier this week get called up. Riley Fiddler-Schultz this morning. Are either or both of those guys going in tonight?
Giroux is in. Fiddler-Schultz is not tonight. Giroux is in the lineup tonight, and likely Fiddler-Schultz will be in over the weekend at some point.
We talked a little bit about Giroux a couple days ago. Haven't spoken on Fiddler-Schultz. What do you see in his game?
We really liked him. We've had our eye on him for years. We had him at rookie camp 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know. It was something like that. And we just really liked him. He's a winning hockey player. Plays the game the right way. He's a captain of his team in Major Junior in the Western League. He's a hard-nosed, two-way player, smart and skilled enough to play with good players, heavy and hard enough to be a checker. He started off really well in Jacksonville. I talked to Nick. Nick and I talk every week. And Riley's off to a really good start. And so we wanted to, right now it just made sense to get him up here and get a look at him at least this weekend.
Fun little storyline here. We saw it last week. Riley, Chase, Stone brothers, their family's going to be in town. That's kind of cool to see, right?
That is. I have brothers. One of my favorite memories is my sophomore year in high school making our varsity team and getting to play with my older brother. And having those shared moments together, and obviously for them it's a part competing with each other, but it's the same concept. You're in the second best league in the world, and Riley is 5 years older. So Riley's been gone playing pro hockey for most of his brother's higher part of his hockey career, and so to have the opportunity to compete against each other, for their family to be able to be down here and take part in that. I talked to his dad after the game on last weekend in Utica, and those are really, really special moments for a family to be part of.
It's pretty cool too that you mentioned they're 5 years apart. So talking to Riley last week, they had never played each other growing up ever until Saturday night.
Yeah, it's. I think it's like when we had Dom Mersch here. Like when your siblings are that far apart from each other, you don't, and especially when you're a high level athlete like Riley. Riley's been gone probably since he's been 16 years old. Well, Jace was 11. He was just a little kid at that time, right? So he's been gone for a huge part of his brother's, higher level growing up and hockey career, and. So to have these moments, they're going to look back at this at the end, when they're older and they're sitting on a dock somewhere looking at the lake. They're going to look back on this with some fond memories.
Savoy, he's near the end of his stint here, a couple games left. What have you seen from him in the first four?
I think Matt's been really, really good. This is, it's a big jump. He's coming off an injury. Coming from junior hockey, got a couple games last year, but that's not a lot. And he's thrown right in to playing 18, 19 minutes a night on one of our top lines, having to play against the other team's top players. And he's performed extremely well. Some games he's been great, other games maybe just pretty good, but he's performed well. He's created offense every night. He's played hard. He's played the right way. He's doing a great job.
When we were talking Wednesday, Brandon Byro was getting called up. Now we're talking today, we've got Rusev getting called up. But what did you see from him that's earned him that opportunity again?
Yeah, this is a fun one as well. And I think he'll be in tonight, it sounds like. So, Byro's been doing it for 3+ years, but Rusi, it's now 2+, and he's really rounded his game out. He's become a really good defensive player. His offensive instincts are elite. So the beauty is when a player like Rusek gets called up to the NHL, good players, like really high-end NHL players, like him on their line. Because his offensive intelligence and his mind are high-end NHL, like not just NHL, high NHL. And what he's done over the last couple of years is he's put his other things in his game into a spot that are NHL ready. So his checking, his defensive awareness, his habits away from the puck, his competitiveness, all of those things have risen. And now that they've risen to a level that they're NHL caliber, now that mind and that hockey intelligence and that creativity that he has can show through at that level. So thrilled for him. He's been awesome for us and excited to see how he does with this opportunity.
I know you guys are pretty banged up, but what do you have to do right to take on Utica tonight?
These are great moments. It's funny, but I like these moments as a coach. I think these are galvanizing moments. We've had some. It's funny. Nick Boca just texted me earlier this week, and to just say congrats on the good start and man, I loved coaching him. And it's funny. It brought me back to then this moment. I was thinking about Boaks and the big win we had in Toronto 2 years ago. We were starting to slip out of the playoff race, and we needed a steadying game, and we needed a big win. And we went up to Toronto, and I believe we dressed 9 defensemen. And Nick Boca was our third line center. And played net front on the power play and challenged Rich Clune to fight that night. And just these are moments that your back's against the wall, your lineup's not what it was. We've got defensemen playing forward tonight. It's kind of all hands on deck. And these are moments that can really bring a team together. And you have to win the hard way. You have to kind of win a plucky, gutty type of win. But we have the men in that room to do so.
Duffer, go ahead.
Seth, because of all that you just said, and the roster movement and the injuries, is there a comfort and or a purpose to keeping Savoy with the line mates he's been with for the week and a half so far?
Yeah, I mean, we have enough turmoil in our lineup right now in terms of personnel changes. It's nice to have at least one line that has some continuity and has had success, right? They've scored in all 4 games together. So that is a nice steadying presence that line can offer us. It's funny, Andrew Stegheis came down yesterday when Rusek got called up, and we were laughing, and that he's like, I thought you already passed this test of having a completely depleted lineup in the American League. And that's the crazy thing in the American League is we had guys that we were meeting with 10 days ago telling them to stay the course, stay with it, keep practicing the right way. Your moment's going to come. You got to be ready for it. And now those same guys are probably going to be playing 18 to 20 minutes this weekend, right? So that's coaching and that's playing in the American League, and you just have to ready yourself for those moments.
And as far as managing, for lack of a better word, feelings here, like, is it too early in the year for players to feel a disappointment that it wasn't their time for a recall?
I think players should always be thinking it should be me. That's a good feeling. That's something you want, Roseanne and Kulik and those guys to feel. But I think that Kevin has done a really good job of letting players grow their game in Rochester. And I think collectively as an organization, we've seen the benefit of that. We've seen that with Upi. We've seen that with Sammy. We've seen that with Paterka, with Quinn, with Krebs even. When we traded for Krebs, we didn't bring him right to the National League. And those players have turned into really good players for our organization. And Byro's now another example of that. Rusek's another example of that. And Roseanne and Kulik are going to get there. But and I've talked to them about this, that what they're going through here right now might be more valuable. We know they're going to get to Buffalo with the steps they've made over the last year. But what they're going through here, the pressure here right now to be drivers on our team and to have to drive winning and drive identity and drive competitiveness, those experiences that they're going through for the first time being looked at as leaders on our team are invaluable in their growth and in their development.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're good.
Thanks, Hobbs.
Thanks, guys.